All right. So now we're going to talk a little bit about why we want to be a leadership factory. We are a company in a state of growth. And in order for us to grow, we need to be continuously growing people. People aren't going to stick around forever, though we're really lucky because of our culture. People do stick around in our companies longer than the average in the industry. And we really want that to continue. And honestly, I'd like to see it get even better. And as this company grows, Ike and Steve and I, unfortunately, are starting to separate away from the day to day operations. The good news is you get to step in our stead. And so, what we need from you is to think and act like Ike and I would. Years ago, when I first started my career, I was a terrible leader. I was in a position where every job I took, I succeeded at. And at some point, you keep getting promoted and promoted and promoted. And at some point, you get put in charge of people. And when I sort of hit my rock bottom, I owned my own company and I had so much business coming in. I was a professor at a college teaching digital marketing. I was one of the first people in the world to use social media for marketing, fundraising and business stuff. It was like I was on the cutting edge and I was certainly one of the only people in St. Louis doing it. And so I was a very in demand person in my industry. And that sounds all well and good, but it was the worst thing in the world for me at that time because I allowed myself to become the smartest person in the room. Never allow yourself to be the smartest person in the room. What I'm asking from you as a leader, especially since Ike and I are not there to do it anymore with our staff, is for you to not be the smartest person in the room. All I need you to do is to live out our standards, to lead by example, to love on our staff, to help them be the absolute best thing that they can be, help them do the best work that they can do. If they're interested in growth, help them grow as quickly as possible because I need leaders to jump on the next opportunity to grow this company. And we want them ready for the opportunities when they arise. Early in my leadership, I remember having thoughts when I was in different roles about, when people would say, hey, go tell somebody how to do this, teach them to do it like you do, having thoughts of, gosh, if I give somebody all this information, I'm special. I do things really, really well. And if I give somebody else all of my tools and all of my information, well, they're just going to skyrocket past me and get promoted. That is so the wrong attitude to have. And I want to dispel that in you now, if you have that in any way. In fact, I'm asking you, as part of your job, to think the exact opposite. Your role is to pour every bit of your knowledge and skills and abilities into everybody below you. That's your job. It is to not be the smartest person in the room. And I will see that and I will promote you because what I want is for everybody. I want 5 of you, not 1 of you. I want 5 of you. In fact, I want you to go out right now and create 5 more of you because that's how we grow. That's how we operate at our best. If everybody around us is as smart and talented and incredible as you, oh my gosh, there's no stopping us. We can do anything. So this is step 1, is getting in this leadership factory mindset. That means knowing the standards yourself back and forth. So if there is an area of the restaurant that you are less strong in, if you're better in the front of house, but weaker in the back of house, I need you to go get strong in the back of house. I need you to get to know your team. I need you to be spot checking them regularly. I don't want a single batch of soup coming out of the prep kitchen and going into the fridge made poorly. I want it tested. And I want people corrected on the fly gently. We don't have to do it mean, but gently corrected on the fly when they make mistakes. And I want us to have an environment where it's okay to make a mistake and learn. The problem is when we have multiple mistakes happening and we're doing nothing about it. So as Ike and Steve and I have to step away from operations as we grow, it is your role to take action and to take action swiftly to make everybody around you as good as you are and to quickly resolve issues as they arise. So let's go back to that example of the prep room and the soup. We're not tasting our batches of soup and somebody mismeasures or grabs a wrong ingredient. We lose $60 worth of ingredients on the soup, $40 in labor for their time making it. And if that doesn't get caught the first time, it happens again. I lose another $100, another $100, or it gets missed altogether and it goes out to a customer and we lose hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in return visits from them because they had a really bad experience with us. Everything matters. Everything matters. We need to be testing our drinks, testing our food, looking at how things are plated. In addition, you need to be looking at the leaders underneath you and make sure that they're leading in this way. We have a culture of compassion. And we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into the discipline and termination about that. But we have a culture of compassion. And part of that is that we need to talk kindly and respectfully to our employees. We need to be coaching them and be growth oriented. They are not just cogs in the wheel and tools to get this thing done. They matter. Their growth matters. Their well-being matters. We need to be compassionate. So you need to be keeping an eye on your team, to make sure that they're doing okay personally, physically, professionally, all of that. You need to know your team. And you need to be coaching them up to be leading like I'm asking you to lead, so that they are multipliers of people too, that they are compassionate and care about their team. So in our next video, we're going to talk a little bit about termination and discipline. It's a difficult thing, but it is absolutely critical to preserving our culture. I'll see you in the next video.